exclusive interview with Fox News' Sean Hannity. He was asking WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange about the source of his leaks in the dump during the height of the election season.
Can you tell the American people 1,000% you did not get it from Russia or anybody associated with Russia?
We can say, we have said repeatedly over the last 2 months that our source is not the Russian government and it is not a state party.
All right, that, of course, part one of Sean's interview with Julian Assange, and it airs tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on Hannity on the Fox News channel. All right, the party panel is back to discuss Kirsten Hegland, Andy Levy, and Lachlan Markay. So what do you think of Assange's comment that you really shouldn't believe the hype?
You know, as someone who published a lot based on the Podesta emails that they leaked, I do not trust a word that Julian Assange says. I tried to judge the content on its merits and whether I thought that that was authentic. But
did you think it was all authentic?
Yes, the Podesta emails I did. I thought there was enough corroboration, and I think they would have denied it so immediately if any of it had been fake.
Yeah.
But Julian Assange is explicitly anti-American in his views. He has stated that his goal is to render the U.S. government, which he calls an authoritarian conspiracy, completely inoperable by making internal communication impossible.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think his motives on their own, especially for folks on the right, you know, we should really be, at the very least, wary, and at most, you know, just don't believe a word he says.
Yeah, because you have to know he's got some opposition research on the other side.
How could he even know if he was getting this information? I mean, the person is not going to say, "Hi, I'm from the Russian government. Here are John Podesta's emails."
Hello, I work for DNC. Nothing to see here.
It's the idea that he would even, you know, have any idea just beggars belief.
All right, but I also don't believe the president. I don't take him at face value when he talks about all the security agencies have said it's just Russians hacking, because I think, and I've said this on the air a bunch of times, I think our cybersecurity sucks, especially at the federal level, and I think everyone wants to get into it.
Yeah, look, I've been saying since this whole Russia hacked the election thing started, which, by the way, is the dumbest phrase in the world, but until we see evidence, and by we I mean the American people, of what exactly Russia did or didn't do,
that's what I want to know. Like, what did they do?
Right.
What did they do? And okay, let's say that Hillary Clinton's email investigation never happened. Would the Podesta emails have been enough to sink her? And also, with the revelations we had from the emails that were lawfully released versus the Podesta emails, do you think people can reasonably separate the two and the content of the two?
Well, the thing is, I don't think there was anything in the Podesta emails that the ordinary American person really cared about. It was mostly it was fun inside politics stuff for us to talk about and whatever. But I think that alone, that wasn't even close to being, I don't even think it was a medium-sized factor in the election. That said, I agree with Lachlan. I don't believe a word Assange says, again, absent evidence. Also, he could be telling the truth in the sense that the person who gave it to him may not be related to Russia, because Russia could have given it to that person to give to Assange.
But we also don't know the relationship between hackers and the Russian government.
Right, because there are so many different hacking organizations, that some that we know about, some that we have absolutely no idea. I remember Guccifer, you know, he was, you know, maybe working by himself, maybe working with others. There's just so much that you don't know. Also, politics makes strange bedfellows. It's so fascinating now that some members of the Trump administration or Trump supporters are willing to look at Julian Assange as this beacon of light and truth, when just a few years ago, when before he was endangering American lives, right, because they were releasing the names of these people, special ops, et cetera. So you just have to be really, really careful and make sure that the intelligence doesn't get politicized. Right now, that seems to be happening. CIA, FBI going against one another, then the Obama administration saying something else. We need to make sure this isn't politicized if we're going to keep, especially cybersecurity, a top priority.
I thought that it was actually Daryl Hammond in a white wig. All right, speaking of foreigners, no one's heard from in a long time. Arnold Schwarzenegger made his debut as host of the new season of The Celebrity Apprentice. That happened last night. Households across the land waited by their TV screens with an intensity not felt since the O.J. Simpson verdict to hear what Arnold's new catchphrase would be.
Therefore, Connie, you're terminated. Hasta la vista, baby.
Boy, is this the best line Arnold could possibly use, or are we forgetting about the brilliant dialogue from Jingle All the Way? Kirsten, what do you think of this?
I watched The Bachelor last night. I did not watch Celebrity Apprentice. Sorry. You can't do like wine and girlfriends with Celebrity Apprentice like you can with The Bachelor. It's not the same.
No, and I've got Dr. Travis Stewart coming up next. So.
Exactly. See, it's a
Bachelor alum.
I know, right?
Woo.
Well, and interestingly enough, it has to be a big ratings success for Arnold Schwarzenegger. And ABC, NBC, Bachelor performed 25% better against Celebrity Apprentice, even when Donald Trump was the host. So I don't know if they're going to...
Andy Levy, what do you make of that?
I don't make anything of it. I was watching football last night. I was hoping that the losers on Celebrity Apprentice would have to join the Mars One program, and then the catchphrase could have been "Get your ass to Mars."
How amazing would that be?
Especially an Austrian accent.
Good.
But I think
you
we
mean
would
like
all,
the amazing one I just pulled off?
We would all miss Carney
amazing.
Wilson.
Would we?
Yes.
Lachlan would.
If you say so. No, I'm hoping he can fit. What are some other classics? Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
And It's Not a Tumor. You mentioned Jingle All the Way. He's got to fit those in somewhere.
Kindergarten Cop. Kindergarten Cop. Yeah, just not a tumor.
Well, that's what it was.
Yes, see, I got it. I'm Austrian.
Thank you so much. What a great night. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
First show of the new year. Very good. Lachlan, Andy, and Kirsten.